Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! If you plan on coming through the Hillbilly Haunted House in 2024 or anytime thereafter, please be aware that watching this video may spoil some of the show for you. The first room that you'll come to when entering the Hillbilly Haunted House is going to be the Hillbilly Living Room. A living room, of course, needs a television. And because this is a hillbilly living room, we needed an old-timey television. In 2024, old-fashioned televisions are a little hard to come by, so I used some of my woodworking and prop making skills to fashion a frame that would go in front of this LCD TV to make it look more like an old-fashioned tube TV. However, it turns out that this old LCD TV no longer works. So I had to do it all over again with another LCD TV that I just had lying around. Which brings us to a point that I'd like to make. Why would I happen to have multiple old LCD TVs lying around? Well, it comes down to one simple thing. It's because I'm a haunter. And because I'm a haunter, it is very difficult for me to throw anything away that looks like it might be useful. I'm sure that you other haunters out there can sympathize. It's not that we can't throw stuff away. It's just that being of a creative mindset, it's difficult to throw something away that might become useful in the future. And because I'm a haunter, I've decided to take apart this old LCD TV to see if there's anything in there that might be useful in the future. To do so, I gathered up the proper tools and very carefully dismantled it. As I took it apart, I noticed that there isn't really a lot to one of these. The first thing that I got out of it was this pair of crappy speakers. The electronics were basically useless. Taking it apart did, however, allow me to separate the metal and the plastic for recycling. The LCD screen wasn't salvageable either. I did get a handful of metric screws of various sizes and some plastic film that might be useful, especially this weird Fresnel lens. Okay, let's get back to the room. As I mentioned in the last video, the living room is going to be what I like to call a distraction scare. This type of scare is pretty much what it sounds like. You walk into the room, and something is there to distract you, then something scares you from an unexpected direction. It's different from a jump scare, which we will discuss in a future video. In the hillbilly living room, the distraction is going to be the prop TV that I built. When the guests walk into the room, the first thing they will see is a scene that looks like a living room, albeit a hillbilly living room. The main focus will be the prop TV, which will be displaying a live video feed of the guests in the room. The video camera I'm using is one of these tiny pinhole cameras that will be hidden up in this corner in some kind of a prop. Because the camera isn't directly over the TV, it will hopefully cause the guests to pause for a moment to ham it up for the camera while they try to find it. This, hopefully, will be the distraction. The instant the guests discover the position of the camera is when the crazed hillbilly will emerge from their hiding spot and say something along the lines of, "What are you two doing in my house?" It's important that your actors understand that sometimes the guests just won't do exactly what you expect, and the actor will need to pivot from time to time. You should give your actors the leeway to make different choices if things just don't work the way you expected.
Stop touching my chair!
In the next video, I'll be building the set and props for the hillbilly kitchen. The kitchen will be an anticipation scare. I'll explain how that works next month. Until then, let's see how the hillbilly living room works. Enjoy!
What are you doing in my living room?